If you are a digital nomad, you probably heard already about second residencies and second citizenships. Today I'm going to give my honest advice on those things because I believe there's a lot of bad advice out there, and also a lot of people, different people have different needs. And by the end of the video or this video, you will exactly understand what you need to get to your goals. Hi, I'm Zach. I'm the founder of Emifast. We help entrepreneurs, investors, but also digital nomads with setting up their perfect lives. Perfect life means for me living a tax-free life, living a life where you actually can keep what you earn and where no government can actually decide what you can do with your money or with your freedom. And yeah, for some people that means lowering their cost of living to a higher quality of life. For some it means being in an environment just like Dubai where you can find a lot of high achievers. And today we're going to break down all you, and you will understand by the end of this video what you exactly get. And let's start with residency. So as I said in the previous video, a residency is actually nothing more than legal rights to live in a country, and you can get them in different ways. So you can get them if you, for example, are employed in a certain country, then you can get a visa. You can get them by investments, so you have also residence by investments programs. You can get them by naturalization, or even if you are married, so with your wife or your husband, let's say, who has a certain citizenship or residency, you can also get it. So a sponsorship visa. I think also, if we're talking about residency, think about a place like Dubai, for example, where you can just set up a company and then you can get your visa, and those are very easy processes. In 90% of the cases, you just get your visa and it's done. Same as, for example, in Thailand, there are some requirements. So once you pass those very low requirements, you can also get your residency visa, and you can, just live in the country where you get visa from or the residence from. Now, citizenships, there's a completely different thing. Then you're really a citizen. So citizenship is really the book, your passport that you get from another country. In most cases, they have a passport from a country where they come from, and if their parents come from another country, they can also get that passports. Now, you need to understand that there are some countries that don't accept dual citizenship. So, for example, in the Netherlands, it's not possible to get your Dutch passport and then, let's say, a Turkish passport beside it, because they don't allow the dual citizenship. In Belgium, for example, the country where I'm from, we can get multiple passports without a problem. And the passport is the bigger picture, right? Because that will actually decide for you which country you can visit, for example, but also which country you're a citizenship from, so you also get certain rights. And there are also, in some cases, and I believe in the future it will just come more and more. For example, in the US, the taxation is not anymore residence-based. So in the previous video, we explained central life, or where you're a resident, let's say. But you also have countries like the US, they actually even don't care where you live. They just say, hey, you are a US citizen, so you will pay your tax here in the US. Argentina, for example, is also working on this, because we were very interested in getting our citizenship in Argentina, but that's something I'll cover in a later video. But the reason why I dropped out is because Argentinian government's also thinking about a citizenship-based taxation, and that is really it's not really a blessing. So for our US clients, to structure your business well, to minimize your taxes, it's pretty difficult. It's also limited. So if you really want to do something about it, in most cases, you really need to renounce your citizenship, and we help our clients with that as well. We don't do it as ourselves in Emifast, but we have our partners who can assist you with getting a citizenship somewhere else through investment, for example. What it basically means is you have countries like Malta, where you can invest 1 million euros. Then you have also a bunch of government fees that you need to pay, but that's more for the wealthy among us. And then you actually then get your Maltese citizenship, which will actually give you full access to the EU, and also you will get rid of your citizenship-based taxation. Now, for most of our clients, I'm talking about the regular investor, the business owner, and the freelancer, a citizenship is most of the time actually not even what you need. Sometimes I'm talking with people in my network or with just clients, and then they mention like, hey, I want to work on a plan B, I want to get another citizenship. But most of the cases, they're just shouting something. They don't even have a clue what they're talking about. In most of the cases, if you want to achieve your goals, which is what I mentioned before, keep more from what you burn, make sure a certain government cannot anymore decide on you what to do with your life, with your finance. But also, if you want to live in a legal way somewhere, a residency will do the job. And also, depending from the country, you can get citizenship as residencies, as I said, through your company, but also through a property investment or whatsoever. So based on your needs, we can also have a deeper look into, hey, what do you exactly need and how will we get that residency? So before you make decision like, hey, for which citizenship or for which residency I need to go, the first question is, what do I actually need to achieve my goal? Is that a residency or is it a citizenship? If your passport is pretty weak, yes, then of course you can have a look into citizenships and in the ways how you can get it. As I said before, they're pretty costly, so they're pretty expensive to get it I mean, if you want to get a Papua keys, for example, if you go to St. Kitts or another country in Central America or in the Caribbean, I mean, you really need to have a budget from around 160k plus in US up to 500,000 US if you want to invest in a citizenship. But again, as I said, only do this when you have a weak passport, of course. Ask yourself the questions: what do I want and how can I get it? In most of the cases, as a residency. Now, if you think this video is interesting and if you also want to know like, hey, how can I achieve my goals? I would say have a look to our website, leave your details guide, and we'll make sure one of our consultants will reach out to you. For now, hit that subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment below. I will answer all the comments. I can also make another video about something you want, and I see you in the next video.